I know you're supposed to focus on deen more than dunya, but I think that Islam is designed in a way where you don't have to completely separate the two things and you can have the best of both worlds. So there's a hadith that I want to share. Actions are according to intentions, and everyone will get what was intended. Someone who's been struggling with that identity of a Muslim artist, of having to fit within this box and separating my business and everything that I do during the month of Ramadan, I can integrate the two very beautifully. I want to share some ideas I've been following to make my month a bit more diversified with my deeds, while at the same time strengthening that creative muscle. First thing, beautify your environment. The book Atomic Habits by James Clear, there is one quote: "Your habits change depending on the room you are in and the cues in front of you." So of course, if my room is filled with things that make it easy for me to become distracted, then that's what I'll lean towards. Compared to if I decorate my room in a way where I know it's Ramadan and I need to focus, it's said that you should keep whatever you want to practice in front of you. So for example, I have some books. If I have one of my favorite verses or quotes, and I put it up on the wall, some other decorations, letting others know as well whenever they enter your space. In your bedroom, in your car, on your phone, on your laptop, I end up changing the wallpaper so it's a lot more Ramadan-esque. The second idea I wanted to share was designing graphics. The Prophet said, "Whoever teaches some knowledge will have the reward of the one who acts upon it, without that detracting from his reward in the slightest." So whatever knowledge I give for it, whether it's in person or online, then I will get rewarded for it as well. And it's also fun just like hopping onto my laptop and practicing my design skills. Another idea is writing out the Quran. So you could do this a couple of ways. I know that Quran journaling has been something that's going around on YouTube. There is also calligraphy itself as an art form. For me, I got this many years ago and I copied the Quran word by word, and I have a little disclaimer on here in case I do make mistakes. But yeah, it's helped me practice my handwriting in Arabic, and also writing things down helps you remember them a lot more. It's good for your cognitive performance as well, and also your emotional well-being. Next idea is hosting iftars. I thought worship was really about developing that relationship alone, but what is Ramadan without community, without family and friends? It motivated me to host iftars a lot more when I read this hadith. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "The one who provides for the food of a fasting person will be rewarded for his fasting, and nothing will be decreased from the fasting person's reward." One of the ways that I make my iftars a lot more creative is having a theme. I decorate the whole place. I make sure that I do have enough time for my ibadah, but I want to give my guests a beautiful experience. If you want some inspiration, I have a video on how I created this like Chef Rana brand, and I made like a 4-course meal or something. I also had this annual dumpling night thing going on where I invited a group of friends and then we would all sit together, make a ton of dumplings. I think we made over 100 last time, and I made an invitation of like Sahar's Iftaar dumpling night, and I also displayed it on my TV with the QR code so that when people would scan it, they would be led towards a donation page. I also had goodie bags where I packed roses for each individual person and handed out little knowledge booklets. Another idea is writing out a letter or a poem to your creator. When you love someone, you write them a letter. So how would you express your love to the one that you owe everything to? I sort of gave it to myself as a practice for both my spirituality and creativity. I found that I was able to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on a much deeper level. Immerse yourself in nature and travel within your capabilities or anywhere that's local. Look at your surroundings and really focus on the details, and a way to do that is by taking a photograph of it, or sit down, take a sketchbook with you, your paint kit, pencils. Really be in that moment. It's just a reminder of his beauty and what he is capable of. Being in nature is also just scientifically better for your brain, so yeah. As a photographer, I'm naturally always taking a lot of photos. You can take your film camera, your digital one, sit down and edit a few, maybe print them out, give them to others. Next thing, fashion. One thing I'm working on is my modesty, and it's really hard to do that when your entire closet is filled with a bunch of random outfits. It's nice to have like a gallery of your own inspiration based on things that you already have, so you become more grateful for what you have and don't feel like you need to spend a lot. Creating fits and designing and sewing also leads you closer to Allah. It is sunnah to be well dressed and groomed. It's also a good time to donate some items. Another quick little idea is reading. Reading helps you with your creative process. Instead of just watching a bunch of videos, reading itself will help you be a lot more imaginative in any other creative projects that you have. I sorted out a list of books that I want to read on Goodreads that are related to spirituality and Islam. Next idea is working on a long-term or short-term creative series based on your discipline. There's a couple series that I have been working on the past few years. I am currently working on one project called Hand in Hand, which is taking photos of hands and conceptualizing them in a way that describe different hadiths related to social justice or just in general. It's not a project that can be completed in 30 days, but a sign of your Ramadan being accepted if you carry those deeds into the rest of the year. So if I start during Ramadan and I continue that project, then I think that there would be a lot more barakah in it. You can even look at some of your old work that you have in the archives instead of starting all over again and seeing how you can reuse that and transform it into a new project. You can also take those images and turn them into prints so you can sell them and fundraise for things that you care about. Next idea is working on a Jannah board. So you've all heard of vision boards, but what about something that focuses not on this life, but stepping outside of the box and seeing what your life could be like, whatever was promised to you for all the work that you do, the places that you'll go, the things that you'll see, the words that will be said. I haven't done this yet, but I do want to cut up a bunch of photos and then just paste it on a board and then put it somewhere up on my wall. Another creative idea is gift giving. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Give gifts and you will love one another." Learn about a person and see what kind of things they like. You can customize it as a painting or maybe some clay making. There's a ton of tutorials online. Gift baked cookies, one of the calligraphy pieces that you made. Gift a poem, gift words. Those are all the ideas that I have for this year. Inshallah, if I have some more ideas, I can make a second part. If you guys have anything to add as well, I would love to hear in the comments. I hope you guys have a beautiful Ramadan. Whatever time you're watching this, I hope this video was of benefit for you. Until next time, sincerely, Sahar.